do you think causes people to be radicalized? That word, like what makes people take up such causes in the first place? Maybe if we understood that, that would help us understand other aspects of extreme attitudes between people.
Well, there are various reasons. Very common is, and this is what our studies showed. We made 2 studies on extremism here in Austria with people who were extremists or were convicted for extremism, also with women in our second study. We have different push and pull factors which make people radicalize. Push factors are very often social strain, the quest for identity, who are we, the feeling of being marginalized from society because of ethnical background, religious background, cultural background, or if you are a part of a social class, so to say, and you have the understanding you are not accepted in society. And then pull factors could be organizations, cults, religious groups, peer groups, whatever, who offer you what you are missing in your life, an identity, a solution to your problems, a society which should be changed to a just society because you're living now in an unjust society. And that's what every extreme cult does, may it be left-wing extremism, right-wing extremism, religious extremism, whatsoever. So part of our work is also to deal with right-wing extremists, for example, in prisons. And we even have one left-wing extremist because he was mistaken for an Islamist. And it turned out he's a left-wing extremist. And there are various factors, and there's always an individual factor. So every individual we have to deal with has a personal reason, a personal story behind it. And we have people who are not from an Islamic or Muslim background. They are born German-speaking Austrians with a Christian background, a Christian family, for example. And we also have people with a Chechen background, for example, and almost 50% of the people who joined ISIS, or the so-called Islamic State, from Austria, had a Chechen background due to their experience and traumatization in a war zone during the 90s. And so you could see there are various reasons why an individual could get radicalized. Yeah.
It's very interesting. Dr. Laitman, what is the reason, according to the wisdom of Kabbalah, which is a wisdom that investigates human nature at its heart, what is the reason, according to Kabbalah, that people would have such attitudes, would join such organizations, sort of leave their normal life and develop such attitudes?
I think it's a problem that people don't understand, that they first have to study what nature requires of us. And this whole method, the method of nature, which incidentally both Muslims and Jews and Christians, it is the same method for everyone, which is love and connection, bonding, human bonding. And we have to try to make love cover all the crimes. But because our ego works against it, every direction looks at its own ego as the leading, and then we get radicalists to the right, to the left, to every religion and even without religion. And that's what we see. That's how we see that it's working. So all in all, the human ego that's working in each and every one of us, and in each and every nation, and in each and every religion, this ego destroys everything. If we want to rise above it, then we don't need to tie ourselves to any specific religion or direction, but only to one thing: to rise above the human ego and teach people to unite with others above any difference.